Hi traders around the world, it's Nick here from Spartan Trader FX, and I just want to update you regarding the latest event on the CHF currency and especially the Forex market. So this video will be about first of all how to protect yourself from total loss on your accounts, Forex accounts. Secondly, I will also give you an insight about like trading without leverage, and I'm talking about conservative trading, which actually is more investing or better, let's say, a simple bank account where you could trade and exchange currencies but without leverage. So you will make much more than the banks will give you end of the year by just looking at the higher time frames and taking action there. It's what I preach for years, and I will just give you a small I will actually show you one of my saving accounts for the kids, let's say, that I have, and I don't like to just have money sitting around in a bank. I also want to trade but without leverage, be very, very conservative. And most of you know that when we trade on higher time frames, especially weekly charts or even monthly and daily charts, of course, that if we have a major trend direction and you can spot it on the chart, so it is often very smart to just exchange one currency into another to make some extra money without big risk, and it's a long-term thing, right? But because of the event we had last week where a bank just decided not to support the euro anymore, and what happened was like really nasty for some people and also for some brokers. Some brokers actually had to close down, right? So everybody who invested there, I don't even know if they will get money back or if there was any guarantee. I think also Alpari and some other brokers are in a bad shape right now, and I don't want to mention more. It's not because we don't really know what's going to happen, but it's just some thoughts I have, and I try to protect you from that in future, right? So it doesn't mean just because that happened and it will happen again, maybe every 10, 20, 30 years, you never know, but that doesn't mean that we stop trading just because something crazy happened. And some people took advantage of this, and unless you had an account with a broker that just shut down, everybody else should be okay, and if not, then you have to protect yourself in future. So let me just start. If you look at all these pairs, that especially the major currencies compared to the CHF just dropped, right? Look at the Euro CHF. Since last week it dropped like 2,300 points, retraced a little bit, but there is not really strength right now for long traders. So over the long run, this has potential to just drop more. Just look at you have to actually look at the monthly chart to see what's going on. This might drop really more than it is now, it's already, right? So right now nothing looks long. These small retracements you had here were only okay on lower time frames, but this tells you a lot, right? And this happened in 2011 when the price retraced, happened like in a month. The same, a bigger drop here appeared now in 2015, happened in less than, I don't know, half an hour. And the last video I made, I didn't even realize what happened. And I made the video and then I found out later on what was really announced, so it was kind of weird. But that's how things are. And there's one more important, very important issue here. Again, the charts know what's going to happen most of the cases, right? And that's why I don't pay much attention to news, and that's why I figured that out late. But if you look at the charts, you knew that the charts were right again. By just trading in the direction of the main trend, this would have protected you from really bad results, or probably from killing your account if you had any positions against this pair. Why? Because most of the stops that you had in the markets, the price just jumped over it, right? And it wouldn't hit your stop or anything. I had on the USD CHF short orders that didn't even get executed. It just jumped everything. So it didn't make any profits with leverage there because the market was just too quick. Okay, and yeah, and the bad thing is that when you, let's say you have, there's a small broker or broker that let's say guarantees entries or whatever. If you have $1,000 account and you have a long position there, and then suddenly the news were announced and it jumped your stop and the price opened down here like 2,000 points lower, even if you own a smaller position, probably it killed your trading account, right? So what happened? You had a stop. The price action volatility didn't respect it, and your broker, you have only, let's say, $1,000, as I said, in your account, so the $1,000 are gone. But actually, in theory, you own to the markets probably, I don't know, another 10 or 20,000 because of the drop, right? But okay, your account is empty, nobody can take money from you. So who has to pay? In theory, the broker. But can the broker pay all that money to the markets from all the thousands of positions that just went, all the 1,000 accounts that just get wiped out? Probably not. So what happens? Maybe the broker's shutting down. This is just basic stuff. It's deeper than that, and there is more to this. It's just the general idea how things work sometimes, yeah, depending on the broker. Or the bank or whatever. Usually with a bank you don't have that issue, but yeah, you understand what I mean. And that means that some brokers have to close, your accounts are dead, and that's it. You have to start from scratch. So in future you want to protect yourself just by, first of all, following the main trends, looking at the higher time frames, weekly and monthly charts to get the main direction right, first of all. Okay. Secondly, you want to choose a broker that gives you at least a guarantee. Let's say if somebody says, whatever happens, I guarantee 50,000. So if you have a 20, 30,000, let's say dollar account, and you grow it to 50,000, you start, or over 50,000, you start taking out money, so you never have more than this amount. So because if, let's say you have a 30, 40,000 account, you have it for years, you trade well, you get it up to 250, 300,000, whatever, and suddenly the broker is dead because of something like that. What happens? You get about 50,000, so actually you lost all the money you made theoretically on your trading, right? So that's the one thing you want to remember. So if you want to trade with a broker, but it's gives you a guarantee of 50,000 or 80,000, whatever. So what you have to do, you have to actually ideally take out money, and if you want to trade more, you have to actually split your money and invest into different brokers and do it that way. So in case something like this happens, you are protected. Okay, or you choose a bank or broker that gives you a bigger guarantee of your money. If again, it's theoretically, because you have to make your own research. Yeah, some people or some companies could guarantee a lot, and if they are like closing their doors, it's over anyway. So you have to make your own research there, right? That's the only thing you can do. Another thing is, as I said, to invest in really big banks and do your trading there. You have probably bigger spreads, sometimes lower spreads, depending on if the bank allows you to trade actually with leverage or not. If, as I say, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, right? So you share your investments. You trade on different accounts. Maybe you want to buy some property somewhere or buy some gold and silver. It's always a great idea. And if you want to have some saving accounts where you don't want to be aggressive on and trade with leverage, trade there with without leverage and just exchange currencies, and I will show you how I do it on one of my accounts here. And so first of all, that's the EURCHF. So what do we have here? As I said, lower highs, lower lows, price moves down, it's ranging because the bank supported the euro, right? So we have a range here, and if you start looking on lower time frames like the daily charts, you'll also figure out that it's very, you cannot even see that here. You have actually to go to lower time. These MT4 charts are nasty sometimes. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can. No, I can't actually. You see, it's whatever. Let me go back to those higher time frames there. As you can see on the weekly chart, at least, the price moved lower. Not much. Weekly lower highs and lower lows in that range. Yeah, price always below the 36, lower highs, lower lows. So what does that mean? The pressure is still down. And then an announcement came. Okay, nobody knew, at least we didn't. But what we knew is that the chart already told us a story, and it wanted to go down, and that is what usually happens. Okay, now if you check the GBP CHF chart, weekly chart, let's start actually from the monthly chart. We have a downtrend, price created a higher low, and what happened here? It started to range. Okay, again on the weekly chart, you can see that here. So there were not any signs of a break to the upside. We had a range, price tried to push up higher, but it always stopped in this area. And in the end, if you draw your lines like this, what happened? It dropped again. It couldn't stay over the 200 EMA. So again, what you had here is a downtrend, and then price got stuck at major resistance coming from 2011 back even from 2009, where it found support. So that's it. Again, main trend down, and you can do that on all those pairs like the USD CHF. What we said here already. Look at the at our monthly chart. And yes, I received a lot of emails, people telling me, hey, remember in our last 5-minute fund manager course we were talking about this, and it reacted. So some people say, hey, the announcement had nothing to do with resistance, and in some way they're right, okay, because yes, it was an announcement, and if the banks don't support the euro anymore in Switzerland, then yes, it's of course a reason for the euro to crash. Nobody maybe thought about something like this so quickly, but yes, the thing is, it happened not somewhere down here. They didn't announce it here or a month earlier here or later up here. They announced it when the price already found major resistance, in this case broke that one. So what happens if people are long and long and long, especially big traders, swing traders, they'll push and push and push, and some people are already short in this area. And remember, big banks and brokers know where the stops are, so they push it up, hit stop, some people take profits, and then they push. And if you announce something bad for the, let's say, for the dollar or for the euro, everything against the CHF in an area of resistance, of course you have a much bigger chance that the reaction will be deadly for some, okay, and for some it will be great. And yes, I received also a lot of emails, people traded these bounces here already, so well done and great. And some did not, some maybe were already or still long, and they got stopped out. I was long, I had long positions here, and I got stopped out. So my banks actually, fortunately for me, hit my stop, so I didn't lose everything I made on this trade for the remaining position. So not everybody was that lucky, ideally, unfortunately, but that's how it is. Now also I got stopped out on the USD Canadian dollar, but that's something else. We didn't have a huge reaction like this there. So it's a different thing. As you can see again, price reaching major resistance, a big announcement made in an area of major resistance. I'm not saying we had this 2,000 pips crash or 1,500 pips crash because it hit major resistance, but because you had a very important announcement in an area of weekly resistance. And every other pair was already pointing down on the higher time frames that had anything to do with the CHF. Okay, so this is the important part, and this is why I don't usually pay much attention to news, right? Because something like that you don't see often anymore. GBP CHF, as I said, CAD CHF, everything that had all these major pairs or big pairs, currencies against the CHF had issues. Okay, to get to the point now, what I want to do is show you how you can trade quickly without leverage. I'll just show you a live account here. I usually don't do that anymore. In past, you remember we did everything live, and I was sharing my live accounts, and we did everything with real money there, but some laws have changed, and it's not that easy, at least where I live, to do that without being chased from some whatever. If you look at this, this is just a saving account, and what I did here is this is a euro account. That means everything I do will appear as euros, and because I live in an area where I spend physically euros to live, or when we buy something, whatever we do, we use euros. Having a euro account is a smart thing, at least the way I see it, but because it's kind of a saving account, but you can still trade on this account, what I'll do is I exchange currencies whenever I see something I don't like or I like. For instance, when the euro started to go down and we had a daily and weekly trend line break, what I did was simply to buy some dollars, not everything because I do it conservatively, right? Buy some dollars, and because of that and the dollar's getting stronger against the euro, the account is also growing. You can see that at the performance up here. And when the price hit also major resistance, USD CHF, and stuck, of course, for months now, also the Euro CHF pair, right? So what I did, I bought more CHF, Swiss francs, and got rid of pounds and some euros. And because of that, very conservatively, what happened within an hour or so, the performance from 300-400 euros, very conservatively, went up to 4,000, I think, almost 5,000 euros the first day after that crash. Why? Because I had CHF and I had US dollars still on my euro account, and that means because they gained value, the total here is going to change, and you have a performance. So instead of getting like 0.3% interest in a year and making, I don't know, 150 or 100 or 200 or 500, whatever, euros a year on a saving account, I physically exchange currencies whenever it looks good and make some good performance. And this was just a very good example what happened last week. So you can see you can make much more. This is like, if that's dropping more, I will keep the CHF for now. If all the other pairs against the CHF are dropping, this will grow quickly, and that means I don't really risk much. I just exchange some currencies and have a performance. This here is a 1 hour performance because of the drop. Yeah, you do that all year long on higher time frames correctly, and you can have whatever saving account. Let's say you have, I don't know, $500,000 account or $1 million account where you want to save for the kids or whatever, or only a $5,000 account, just by trading on higher time frames and exchange some rates from time to time will grow the account still quickly. And for some people this is a lot, okay, this amount. And we will do a whole seminar about that to make sure, as I said, you don't risk everything on trading with leverage, but also trade easily without stress when trends are changing and grow the account. Okay. Also, what the problems that many people had, they traded or they had loans, to build houses in CHF, and because the value of the CHF did grow so quickly, now they pay much more than they pay like years ago. They're probably starting from scratch again. So that's really bad, and that's why you have to be smart and be a little bit wise and use the higher time frames to make decisions, split your risk between different products, and always make sure if something somewhere is losing, that you make some profit somewhere else. Okay, I hope this almost 20-minute video was helpful to you, and as I said, we are going to make a whole course about this very, very soon. And these events lately are giving us the reason for that. Yeah, it's very important that we do that. So thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to the channel, or if you want to the YouTube channel, or if you want to subscribe to our list to find out more what we do at Spartan Trade FX, you get all the links here at the end of the video. Okay, have a great day. I'll see you soon in the live trading room later on today. Bye.